Hey guys, it's Sunday. I had a great live stream where Sandman brought us a lot of intel, so I'm going to summarize those articles. And if you want more details, you can always go to my live stream, which I'll try to put the link down below. My husband gets off work in about an hour, so I wanted to get this done. So I might have time. I might not have time later because I got some private consultations with people coming up this afternoon. So I'm just trying to get this done. So he started out yesterday at the end of the day. They want to send a call for a candidate for the position of speaker of their house. So we'll keep your prayers up there that helps this happen. And then they said their temporary law where Al-Mandawali, the supreme authority, rejected the administration of the country with the temporary law. You'll have to watch this morning. I read that article. It's just something that's going on with them politically. Al-Sudani laid the foundation stone for the infrastructure, which is good. That man is moving all over. He's becoming a global icon for what he's done for his country in such a short amount of time. I also think our prayers are help bringing that forth because God told me this is done. I hope you will subscribe and tap the bell for more details. And now they're holding a competition about fighting corruption with the citizenry. That's a very interesting article. I was kind of shocked when I first read it. It's like they're getting the citizenry involved in reporting on other citizens for corruption. What do you think about that? I think that's kind of where we're headed here. You know, they divided us completely. So what do you think? I don't know. I just think it's interesting. And then God promised me that this would be done and we would all be safe. So I hope you will subscribe and tap the bell. There's goods coming in at an entry point, a customs that has got all this technological advances that, again, I read the details. The Ministry of Finance issued a clarification on the goods entry port at one of the customs groups. They're just starting all this new. Here, I'll read those aspects of the article. He issued a clarification because it's saying that this electronic system, it says the statement pointed out that the ministry would like to clarify the news received in some media centers about allowing the entry of a number of goods at the customs point at the Al Turhap Square at Qasar port, as the permit to enter those shipments relates exclusively to goods and materials that have been audited and processed in accordance with the customs procedures that preceded the start of the recently applied electronic automation, as well as those who've been completed according to the electronic system. So they have brand new systems at their ports, guys, that is ensuring their security and stability, which is what their taglines are associated with Iraq now. They're secure and they're stable. That's why everybody's waiting for this to be revalued. What do you think? Comment down below. I thought it was interesting about tackling corruption by enlisting the citizenry. That's kind of really, I don't know. What do you think? Comment down below. So now I go over to the U.S. summary of all the gurus that we all know and love. That for those of us who've been invested in this for a while, I've been in it 11 years. How long have you been in it? Do not say how much you have, but if you'd like to share how long you've been invested, that would be great, because we are a family here. This is Frank 26. Iraq boots on the ground Firefly. Sudani's going to Washington in April about getting controversy of Iraqi allies in Washington. I don't think that's worded correctly. Sudani is going to Washington in April about getting controversy of Iraq allies and Washington. I don't know. What do you know? If you can clarify, that'd be good. There's another report here from Mark Z. Question. So is this the month? Mark Z, I very much think this could be our month. I do not have a magical ball, but going back to the Simply Lend Bank story and remind you that the bank manager said he does not know the timing, but knows it soon. And we may know before they do. The Simply Lend story is here. So I will go through that for those of you who, you know, my summary yesterday, it got cut off. YouTube cut it off. It wasn't me. It's the way the shorts work. Sometimes they do the whole short and sometimes they don't. So this is Frank 26. It says, in November, December, we started sending you to the banks. You came back with, oh man, they don't know nothing. They say it's a scam. Even the banks you bought the dinars from say it's a scam. Then in January, started to see a different trend. It was more like, just go away. Last month, we started to see them talking a little bit more. And then toward the end of the month, I said to you, banks in Iraq can start answering questions of the Iraqi citizens. Now you see what's going on. Militiaman, they're not stopping. We don't have a date and a rate, but we can see the progress is before us. They're gearing to move Iraq into the private sector and to open up the world. There's going to be money to be made, and there's going to be a lot of it. I agree with you, Militiaman. Thanks for bringing that. And then Samson, Iraq is the 4th in the Arab world and the 30th in the world, in the entire world, in terms of the reserves of the yellow resonant gold, right? Let's see. Frank 26, in my opinion, the Iraqi dinar is going through an internal float already. He said something's going on. Also, Sandy Ingram brought up a report about the dong. If you're invested in the dong, I myself have dong. Do you have dong? Comment down below. The Vietnamese dong. The reason for such a low rate is the transition from a centralized economy to a market-based one. We learned Vietnam had over 3 million international arrivals in the first 2 months of 2024, an increase of 68.7% year on year, according to data released by the General Statistics Office. So that's amazing that a lot of people are moving there. Pimpy, we're staying grounded about the possibility of getting a Hugh Page Day. Remember, he says it's only a possibility, just like there's a possibility they could redenominate before they change the rate. He is of the opinion that they're going to lop off the zeros. What do you think? I am of the opinion, Mr. Sandman, my unique source in Iraq, is of the opinion it's coming off the exchange rate, the 3 zeros. It makes more sense. Also, that's Militiaman's opinion, and I believe Frank's opinion as well. But what do you think? Do you agree with Pimpy, or do you agree with the other people? You know, we'll all have to see. This hasn't happened except in Kuwait, right? And I wasn't part of it then. I was still working at Price Waterhouse as an auditor. And I audited banks, by the way, and cruise lines. And anyways, this is Mark Z. Here's the story. This is a story. The bank story via Simply Lynn. In a nutshell, a guy goes to a Chase bank and they know nothing. He goes to another and sits down with a personal banker who asks him what assets he had. And the guy says he has foreign currency, dinar and dong. They bring in a wealth manager whose eyes light up, and the wealth manager shared some serious details about exchanging in the QFS. They suggested to him to exchange out of his area for anonymity and security and to avoid local tellers talking about his exchange. So Mark Z continues, I thought this was brilliant and I plan on doing that as well. Not exchanging in my own town, anonymity is a good thing to have. I agree. He also mentioned our funds go into special accounts. This is where it gets interesting for those of my clients who've been through the groups, the freedom strategies from God, or the personalized, the private, or the groups. If you've been through those, comment down below. And listen to this. Listen up. I can't clarify it here. I can on the Miracle Manifestations on the 15th. When the man asked if it was the QFS, the lady smiled and nodded and said it was an account that no one else can see it. Even tellers are not able to see the account. Very safe. They also said they do now know when, but no, they do not know when. It says now, whatever. When, but know it's coming soon, and they have been preparing for it and equipped to exchange it right in front of your eyes. And there will be armed guards while you exchange. This was a fantastic bank story. Everybody believes it's. What do you think? I'm just saying. For those who've been through my strategies, which nobody else has, what do you think? I'm just asking. Militiaman goes, hypothetically, the United States has, let's say, 5 to 10 trillion dinar. We have a national debt of 30 trillion. If the U.S. is sitting on 5 to 10 trillion dinar, if the Iraq comes back to a previous rate, 322, which is what they were at before they were devalued, if they apply the real effective exchange rate to the Iraqi dinar based on their natural resources, not based off a punishment rate, not just based off of oil, Iraq's 322 was based off only oil. Now it's a different situation. This would dramatically help the U.S. with their debt. Iraq has a lot of gold, oil, and religious tourism, right? They're in a holy land there. And then Frank 26 said, in my opinion, they've already deleted the 3 zeros from the exchange rate. Remember the difference between the exchange rate and lopping the zeros off the currency. In my opinion, that exchange rate came from the RV phase of the monetary reform that was accepted in Washington, D.C. and all these other banks. That's why Sudani has thousands and thousands of contracts all waiting for the new exchange rate. What do you think? Comment down below. This is Mountain Goat. There was an article, including Iraq, 5 Arab countries possess more than 1,000 tons of gold reserves. Quote, Iraq maintained its ranking of 30th globally out of 100 countries listed in the table with the largest gold reserves. Yet the IQD is still 1/6 of a penny. Things that make you go, What do you think, guys? You think this is about to happen? Comment down below. If you really think it's about to happen, please join my family. So you'll get hot updates in the morning. Sandman sends me his stuff around 8 a.m. It depends on what time I get up. So I have to get to sleep for that. I figured out the new moon is what was keeping me up last night. It's a new moon. I'm a Christ child, guys. I read the Bible. I study the Bible. Jesus Christ showed up in my Jeep. I can't get away from it. So if you're a Christian, you should be subscribing, tapping the bell, and checking out my channel and my perspective, because God literally told me this is done. I have a prophetic gift for this wealth transfer. Whether you believe it or not, you should check it out. God bless. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.